His daddy picking him up from school today. So.
What you mean his daddy picking him up from school today? Not his daddy haven't been in his life for 2 years.
Come on now, I don't need no problems from you today. Like, come
Man,
on.
look, I'm telling you, if his daddy pick him up today, I'm done. I've been doing too much. I promised him we was gonna eat out today and everything.
Okay, well, his daddy want to take him out to go play. Like, move. Like, that's what we doing.
That's what we on?
That is what we on.
Hey, son, I'm gonna come check you out, all right? Okay?
You ain't going to go
So you must want to be with your daddy, all right?
This is a perfect example of a beta male.
Oh, wow.
This is a beta male if I ain't never seen one. And, man, guys, if y'all out there, man, don't be doing this kind of shit right here. First of all, you got to be careful from dating women where the dad is still around and close by. You got to be careful. Now, I'm not going to tell you not to do it. That's on you. But it's going to probably, the daddy is, if you can't deal with the daddy and your woman, the baby mama and the daddy, then
this is an emotional man. This man is very emotional, and there are a lot of guys that feel like when they interject themselves into a woman. I'm saying there's some guys who interject themselves into a woman's lives and think that they replace the father. And so that means that this is one of those emotional guys that want to be dominant and feel like I'm stepping up, I'm doing all this. So the dad is out the picture. And there's a lot of them out there that's thinking that way. They don't realize that, hey, the relationship didn't work with me and this woman, but I'm still playing a role in my child. Don't get it twisted. I'm still his father, so they don't know how to co-parent effectively because they interject themselves in that person's life as if though I'm taking the daddy's place. And that's the problem. He don't know his place. You don't ever take a man who's donated the sperm to have this child. You can't take his place, honey. You can't undo that. That is, you can't, like they say, unspinnable, undoable. You can't do that. You just can't.
Never.
So I don't know why they get so emotional and get so involved with the children and feel like I have the right.
Woman and the kid that kid can't go see his real daddy, and you the stepdaddy.
Because the dad probably has not been there because he said, I've been doing everything. And so the dad probably hasn't been there for whatever the reason. It could have been a woman didn't want him to see her or whatever it is. And now this man wants to take interest in his child life. Because see, what you got to understand is just because the man may not be there when you meet the woman, say you meet the woman and the child is an infant and the man come back in 5-10 years, he still got rights. It's still his child.
Exactly.
So that won't change. That's a part of the game. And a lot of guys don't feel that way. They go into these women, get into these women lives when these babies are infants and feel like I'm going to replace the dad. I'm going to do more than the dad. He needs to call me dad. I'm going to do everything. They're so busy spilling time trying to build a relationship with this child in an effort to make them forget their father, and they lose because it's a bond that man will always have with that son because he is the father.
Yeah, it's always gonna be a spiritual bond now,
right?
Man. What's wrong with you?
So,
because man, it's a public service announcement, guys. If you out here doing this kind of shit, man, y'all need just stop right where you are and drop everything. Stop where you are and drop everything because this is not the route you want to take. And hey, if you decide to go against what I'm telling you and decide to be hard-headed, then guess what? This type of stuff is going to happen because whether you like it or not, the boy is going to end up seeing his father. And he probably, I seen this video a long time ago where this guy had raised this young lady from a baby, an infant, all the way, did everything, put her through college, everything. She went to go get married. Guess who she wanted to walk her down the aisle?
Yeah.
Now she hadn't seen her daddy in, I think when she first, I think she was like 18 or 19 when she met her daddy. And at this point she had graduated college. So she was around 24, 25. At the end of the day, she wanted her real daddy to walk her down the aisle. Dude was up there complaining. I did everything for you. I did everything. I raised you up. Nah, bruh. She wanted her own daddy to walk her down the aisle. point
But you know,
blank
those
and period.
desires never change. You know, that's why even on maternity court, when we see years after years after years, these people are grown women, sometime in their 30s, and they want to know who their real father are. That desire to understand where you come from, what your seed, the roots, that don't leave. That don't leave. And also, you can feel when the person they're trying to pawn off on you ain't really the right person, because you don't have that bind. You don't have that spiritual connection with that person. So yeah, there's a desire. People, just because that person isn't active, you don't lose that desire to have your real father be a part of your life.
Mm-mm.
And that's what
Hold on.
people, that's what men who get involved with women with kids, or vice versa, women who get involved with men with kids. That absent parent is gonna always be something that kid desired to have, unless that parent is no longer on this earth. But as long as that person is living and breathing, there's a connection that's there, and you cannot replace them. So you have to understand your position. You, at best case scenario, or the stepdad. You're not the real father.
That's exactly right. And you got to be very careful with that, especially as a man. It's just a lot easier with women, but and they're not easy. I ain't gonna never say it's easy with neither one, but it's difficult for men because men pride stands in the way. It's just hard for us to stay because we don't. A lot of time, men don't feel like they have the authority that they want to have in that relationship when there's another guy. Women pride don't lie as thick as the men's do, but either way, it's still a tough thing to deal with. It
But
just is.
that requires emotional maturity, because when you decided to take on that situation and that woman, then you should have known what came along with it. Those are conversations you should have had during the dating process, so your expectations won't be one thing and your reality is something different. See, we got to live in a reality and not what we expect or how we think it's going to go. He got with this woman thinking that he was replacing the father, and that the son and the mom would accept him that way. That was his expectations. And
And then
now that,
a lot of time they start to feel when the daddy show back up, they start to feel like the whole relationship is finna start slipping away.
right, right, right. And
Yeah.
that just requires maturity. That's some insecurities and some emotionally immaturity right there. Because that there should be an understanding. And I say this often. I don't know the questions that people ask when they're dating people. Like, what are you saying to people when you're dating people? What questions are you asked? We seem to live in this universe where we don't want to offend anybody. What the hell? If I'm planning on being with you and spending my life with you, I'm going to ask you everything that I need to know to get the information that I need to get to make sure that I can stay with you, that I want to sign up for this shit. Like you say, you're on an interview. You better update your resume coming over here. I like that. Because I'm going to ask.
Yeah. You better. It behooves you
Exactly.
before you get the wind knocked out of your ass.